Rival House Network.
Calling GameStop where you can pre-order this gun. My name is Josh. I'm happy.
What's up, bro? I want to get a copy of that new Mortal Kombat dough.
Okay, you can come and pre-order it in store.
Yeah, you know, it sucks, though. It's getting too PC. They made all their titties small. The fucking Gamergate shit. What do you think about this Gamergate shit, man? They're fucking us. They're making their titties small. Sony Blade don't have that big-ass, gorgeous rack like she did. I'd eat Sonya Blade's ass. What about you?
And don't like the brags, I don't like the boast. They like hot butter on the breakfast toast. Watching flicks, talking chicks that like to motorboat. Can Riverman make it yo a check? Nope. So look at all these movies I got. Commenting like, should we watch them or not? I know they just be acting for cash, but I still got one question to ask. Like, why'd he do that? Do that? Do that? If that was me, I'd be like, screw that, screw that, screw that. I'm an alpha, I'd eat through that, through that, through that. So why'd he do that? Do that, do that. Revival House, 2019, y'all. That sounds like fire, like this country used to.
Welcome to another BTM Commentary, everybody. I'm Aaron, got Zach here.
Said it.
And this week, we're going to be doing a movie that I think is a somewhat underrated slasher. I don't really know if there's a whole lot of really, really great movies that are slashers, but as far as slashers goes, I think this is one that's underlooked a little bit. But we're doing Intruder.
We're doing Intruder, and you know what? You want to know what's fucking cool about this version we're getting ready to watch? It's the uncut version put out by Synapse Films just a couple years ago. It's going to be donk, and it's going to make our dicks go.
Yeah. Now, how familiar are you with this movie?
I've seen it twice. Once on VHS a long time ago. Thought that movie was just whatever. And then I saw it again, the uncut version, whenever they put it out. And I'm looking forward to watching it again.
So I've watched it twice, probably myself, and I own the Synapse Blu-ray that came out, I want to say 5-ish years ago. And I think, is it Shout Factory that's putting out a version of this? Or somebody's putting out?
I don't know.
I think Mac was sharing it with me, and I'm like, you don't want to get that because they're only putting out a DVD, not even a Blu-ray, and it doesn't have shit on this one.
Yeah, that was a while back, and I was like, why the fuck would you want to get? He was like, do I need a region-free Blu-ray player to get this? And I'm like, why the fuck would you want that? Get the Synapse one that's uncut.
But they're not even. It's not even being released on Blu-ray, from what I could see. I looked it up, and it was just DVD.
I don't know.
It's stupid, but yeah, you can get this for like $17 on Amazon. And it's a pretty solid package, and it's got way better cover art than that other one they're trying to pass off.
And if you got it right when it came out, you got like another disc that was like the fucking work print of it, which was pretty donk.
Yeah, I've got the two disc. All right, we're going to go and get started in 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, hell yeah. It doesn't even fuck around. We're seeing a moon right now. It's just like, bam. And if you don't got the director's cut, the other version is 83 minutes. This one's 88 minutes. So it's pretty donk.
Riverman and I actually got our copies from, they were screeners from Synapse when it first came out for review.
That is fucking amazing. That is exquisite.
I remember I went to Riverman's apartment at the time and found out he was hoarding from me. Like he was cutting me out. I went into his closet and looked at his like collection stuff, and he had like he had duplicate copies of all these movies that they were supposed to be sent to me too.
What a fuck boy.
And I'm like, motherfucker, give me. And what had happened was most of them I got fucked out on. He was selling the duplicates.
What a fuck boy. See, we should probably censor that because they'll never send you any new ones now.
Not that I'm exactly asking for them anymore anyway. But anyway, if you want to censor it out, you can. But that's what he was doing. And I was pissed. I'm like, dude, these are supposed to be going to me, dude. Like, you're fucking... And he sold my copy of Frankenhooker, for fuck's sake. You know, I want to say, did they put that out, or was that Magnum?
It was probably them. I don't know.
I think it was Synapse. I'm pretty sure.
I got the Synapse DVD version.
Okay, so it was Synapse then. And this is the only one I was able to salvage. He still had 2 copies of Intruder. I'm like, give me that, you fucking bitch.
Well, yeah, I would have beat the shit out of him.
He literally sold these duplicates. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
It'd have been Todd bashing time over at my place.
See, I mean, as much as I love Todd, that's kind of always been, I don't, his ethic behind this stuff was never, I don't know, I really wanted to review it and I wanted to be cool with it. Like, he was just wanting free shit and selling shit for money.
He acted fucking shifty, baby.
It was a little shifty, but anyway, I still don't have a copy of Frankenhooker because of that.
Yeah.
Out of spite.
So everybody write in and let fucking Todd know how shifty he is. Shifty Todd, that's what we're going to call him. Shifty Todd.
Shifty T.
Shifty T.
Scott Spiegel, he's obviously got a lot of...
Shifty. See, if he was a rapper, that would be his name, Shifty.
Are we still on that? Anyway, Scott Spiegel, he's got a lot of ties with Sam Raimi, obviously.
Who gives a fuck about Scott Spiegel? I like Shifty better. I like that conversation.
I'm trying to watch the movie. Is this title card long or what?
Yeah, the movie's only like an hour and 26 minutes without it, so they had to make it long, baby.
It was dragging.
It's like all the fucking Friday the 13th movies. They always they have the intro, which is just a fucking recap of the last movie. And then something little happens, and then it goes into a black screen, and then we just see names for a while. Look at that Frosted Flake. Look at that old school box. Frosted Flakes are dank.
I think the setting in this movie's fun.
Yeah, anybody who's ever worked at a fucking grocery store will love this shit.
Or hate it. No, I think about this and The Mist, right? The two grocery store settings, but it's fun. I mean, at the time, I don't know if it's been done since, but how many other slashers take place in a grocery store? Such a confined, small place like this.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact about Kellogg, the guy that made Frosted Flakes and a bunch of other cereal, he was a fucking weirdo. Like, he was one of the guys that was like, he was a big front runner of like, oh yeah, we got to circumcise our boys because they might jack off. We got to cut that skin off. It won't feel as good. Really weird. Who would have thought he would be such a cock connoisseur, Kellogg?
I wasn't aware, man.
Weird guy.
So, and this has one of the very few screen credits of Sam Raimi, too, because I can't think of too many movies where he actually appeared in.
He plays the meat guy. He cuts the meats.
I don't recall him being in it very much. Or is he like the first to go? Ted Raimi's in it more, if I recall, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's the first. Maybe one of the first ones.
I just remember him checking out really quick, relatively.
He's not in a lot of it because he's the meat guy. You never see the meat people there. They're always in the meat. I always wanted to work in the meat room. Nobody there to fuck with. Like, who gives a fuck? I don't gotta talk to nobody. I gotta wait on nobody. I fucking hate people. I want to work in the meat room. This is donk.
Do you know any of the history on this movie? Because to me, I really don't, but it seems like it was more of a favor that was called in on Spiegel's part because of it having the Raimis and even Bruce Campbell in it and stuff. You know, was this his first effort where he wrote and directed it? Because he worked on a lot of Raimi films, but doing other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got some trivia here. I'll pull up his fucking other shit, his filmography.
That guy looks like a cross between fucking Corey Feldman and Richard Marx.
The guy I just fucked last night, too.
All right.
He had the same perm. I grabbed him by it.
Yeah, read me some history on it. Because it just seems like it was an incestuous thing, but he was calling in some favors and stuff.
I love incest.
I know you do.
Yeah, known for Evil Dead 2, Fake Shemp. He was in Spider-Man, Marine Cop, Dark Man. Did he direct anything else? 31 credits in his director. Hostel Part 3.
Oh, okay.
That was a shit show.
Did you actually see it? I didn't watch that.
Straight to video. It was fucking terrible.
Did you see it, though? Oh, how was it? Was it really that bad, or did its budget show?
It was just fucking abysmal. I don't remember anything about it. From Dusk Till Dawn 2.
Okay, he's one of these guys.
Yeah. That's all I'm recognizing. The last movie he did was called Spring Break 83, and it says completed, and there's no date on it.
Hmm. Okay, so he was a one-trick pony. This movie's got some sweet cover art, though.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Why would you fucking return this guy's phone calls? Would you fuck this chick though?
She's a little tall for me, but she's kind of hot. She's got a Nicole Eggert vibe going.
How do you know she's tall? She's on a fucking movie screen. You don't know how tall she is.
Well, I'm just looking at her compared to the guy yelling at her.
The guy could be a fucking midget. They could have hired a fucking 3'5" guy.
Could be, but still.
Fucking midget. I think that's what I'm going with. It doesn't matter because all chicks are I'm a tall guy, so I don't fucking care. I just got nothing to worry about.
So besides the obvious flagship slashers, what would you say are like your top 3 in the genre? Not talking about Nightmare on Elm Street. You can't say Jason. You can't say Halloween.
Fucking Silent Night, Deadly Nights one.
Okay.
That's a donk one.
I agree.
Fudge me now. That's all I'm thinking of right now at the top of my head.
It's really not a strong genre outside of the biggies,
Yeah, it's the go-to. I'm gonna watch this. Just turn my brain off. I don't gotta follow anything. It'll just be simple. That's what's so great about all the Friday the 13th movies. You can watch them and fucking complete shit around your house and all that shit. You don't gotta pay attention.
But they're super hard to stay focused on.
It's Friday the 13th or just slashers?
Yeah, Friday 13th. Friday the 13th especially. It is hard.
I have no problems. Slashers in general can be like that for me, though.
Yeah, like I don't like The Prowler. I'm not a fan of that movie.
Yeah.
I'm not even the biggest fan. Oh, Terror Train's not good. I don't like Terror Train. I don't know about you. I don't think it's that good.
Fuck it. You got the Marx brother is the killer. That's dank. He made communism, Groucho Marx.
And I've only seen the original. I know you're fucking around, Treasure. I'm trying to think that stupid mask, but
that's one of my favorite what's that called? Urban Dictionary. You look up Marxism and it says the brand of comedy made famous by the Marx brothers, i.e. Groucho Marx. That's donk. That's funny shit.
Hey, and Richard Marx, right back to this guy, full circle.
Exactly.
He's married to Daisy Fuentes. Lucky guy.
This guy with the fucking bullet could play Solid Snake. That'd be dog.
And I think I like it better than Terror Train because I remember really not liking Terror Train, but I'm not even like the biggest fan of Prom Night, to be honest with you.
The first Prom Night's fucking shit.
It's not. Yeah, it's not good.
Part 3's my favorite. It's so cheesy. I think that was straight to vid.
We still got to. We just keep forgetting about it, but I think we still need to do Haunted Ween, that movie I kept talking about.
Yeah, that's on fucking YouTube. Even that's the easiest one to fucking find.
So unless you're gonna be burnt out on too many slashers, I think we should do Haunted Ween very soon, if not next.
Yeah, fucking 2 is way too many slashers. No, I'm not gonna be fucking burnt out, you retard. We can do that shit right away. It's gonna be dog.
Well, I don't think another movie we did in the slasher genre. I don't think Death Spa is a very good movie. Obviously, we did that.
Yeah, well, that was a blind watch too.
So yeah, we got to do.
See, it'd be good if we were doing this with fucking Riverman. We could shit on him for being shifty. Shifty.
I would have totally brought it up if he was here on the air. Like, dude, I was so pissed.
How do you think he'd how he'd justify it? Like, I didn't know you wanted it, man.
I wish I could remember what he said at the time when I was at him face to face. Like, dude, what the fuck? You got to break me off a piece, dude.
Exactly.
Like, I was the one scoring this shit, for fuck's sake. I was doing the grunt work. I was the networker. I'm like, what the hell? I wish I had Frankenhooker right now, man.
Exactly. See, we should do a Frank Henenlotter exploitation. That'd be donk.
My Frank collection is incomplete because I don't have Frankenhooker.
We needs to do it. You ever see Bad Biology?
No.
Oh, you're in for a fucking treat. That's happiness level fucked up.
Do you have any desire to complete the Basket Case series?
I like 2 okay, and part 3 is pretty bad. But yeah, I could do them both.
I have all 3 of them.
I got a Blu-ray set with all 3. It's pretty dog. It was fucking European release, but it's region free, I think.
I've seen that, but I've got I've got them all individual, the 3 original pressings. Then I also have the Arrow re-release of the first one.
Dog.
And I got the Brain Damage too.
Brain Damage. Brian Damage. That's an inside joke on Mac and Zach.
Dude, I gotta say my ass really hurts right now because I got a 4-inch needle shoved in it this afternoon.
Exactly. Fucking, he got fucked by me.
I had to get shot.
Oh. Why'd you need to have a needle shoved up your ass?
Some fucking like cortisone steroid like pumped in my ass.
He's doing the roids.
No, I got this fucking redness around my eye that's not going away. And it's not itchy. It doesn't hurt, but it's just annoying me, and it hasn't gone away in like 6 weeks. And so I went to the dermatologist and be like, hey, what the fuck? So they pumped this shit in my ass.
They pumped the cum in your asshole.
Yeah. So
did they put it in your asshole? That'd be dumb.
No, some chick shoved the needle in my ass cheek. She grabbed my ass meat and she like squeezed it tight.
I've never had to get a shot in my ass, I don't think.
Yeah, that was my first one.
Is the chick hot?
Yeah, she was actually.
She looked like this chick?
No, she's a brunette and she was in a nurse outfit. She like had this like really cute outfit.
Dog.
I wanted her to stick a finger in my ass, but I thought it was a little out of place to ask.
See, you got to watch the porn where the chicks pretended to be your mommy dressed up as a nurse. That's 2 hots combined.
Mm. Oh, you know what else? Okay, so one time, never mind.
No, you gotta fucking tell us. That's gotta be dumb.
I'm just saying, this is the kind of stuff Zach likes, and I know it's out there. It's like that whole subgenre of it's another world. It's one level past just the mommy porn. It's the mommy, I'm homesick from school porn, right?
Oh, that's genius.
Oh, don't act like you don't have a fucking huge collection. You know, like, okay, so the mommy comes in the bedroom, and the guy freaks out under the blanket like, oh, he's faking sick. Like, oh, I'm sick. Why didn't you go to school? And then she, of course, has a hard-on under his blanket or something, and she has to help him feel better by releasing.
Well, release that tension and that fucking buildup. That can fucking cause a headache. Mommy's got to clear the headache.
So stupid. Clear the cummies.
Exactly.
No, but
see, Aaron watches it too. You know he does.
Oh, I got cummies from you, motherfucker.
Exactly.
But what was I gonna say? That oh, you know, we have to give some props too, man. What'd you think about that musician magician, man, and what he did for us?
Holy shit! Yeah, we should have introduced that right away. Hopefully, you guys just heard that new fucking dank track that the musician magician just released. He fucking dropped it like it was hot. Fucking our boy David Capper.
I assume the track's called "Why He Do Dat."
Yeah, exactly.
It's I was beyond flattered and flabbergasted at that, and it was done really well. And he makes it look so effortless. I mean, you could tell he probably just whipped that out in just a couple of minutes, but it's like really good.
He fucking just whipped it out like his cock, and then fucks you so hard with it, it danked you to dust. Like my fucking house burnt down. It was so danked to dust.
And apparently, you and I are like hot butter on breakfast toast, which I think is high praise.
Exactly.
But
with fucking jism in between the toast.
Have we seen this guy anywhere before? He's got a familiar face.
Don't recognize the motherfucker. I know that face anywhere.
He looks like Michael Biehn nowadays. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Exactly. Let's look up some trivia for this movie. Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi, and Ted Raimi were all heavily promoted by Paramount as the stars of the film, and their names feature prominently on the video DVD artwork. None of them are actually the stars of the film. That's donk.
Bruce Campbell is one scene as the cop. One scene.
At the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
The film was shot in an actual grocery store in Bell, California during the evening when the store was closed. That'd be dang, though.
That's cool. I wonder if in a situation like that, it's probably like a locally owned place and they got permission obviously from the owners, but I wonder if in a case like this, it's just the honor system, or if they audit, they keep track of what's in their store and they make sure no riffraff fucking stole anything. Because I mean, all these groceries are still intact, right? We saw all that Kellogg shit.
Exactly.
Who's to say I couldn't have taken a box of Kellogg's and eaten it while in between takes?
Yeah, I would have. Back whenever my mom worked at the grocery store that I fucking cleaned at night, I used to just be fucking like, if I had, like, I used to get like low blood sugar, like little fits where my hands would shake and shit. I used to just grab a fucking zebra cake, little Debbie zebra cakes right off the fucking thing and eat them up right in front of that fucking camera. They don't do shit.
Wait.
And I'd tell my mom, she'd be like, okay, I'll pay for it tomorrow. It's pretty dog.
And then your other job where you were like sweeping shit at a church overnight and you got fired.
Exactly.
Did you get fired from that one too?
Yeah, I was the one I was just laying down watching movies most of the time.
I know you did, but what about this gas station? Or is this a different place that I've never heard of, or is this like the same?
A different place, man.
Did you get fired from that one?
No.
No.
My mom worked there. Well, who's gonna fire me?
Your mom?
Yeah, exactly. I could do whatever I want. She won't do shit. I know where she lives.
I used to work for my dad for a time, and I thought it was a good opportunity to work with my dad. You know, like, okay, this could be some bonding. But he was kind of an asshole. I couldn't do whatever I wanted to. In fact, he treated me worse than anybody else. Me and my brother. He held us to a way higher standard, and he was just so rough on us.
Your dad just keeps letting me down. Like,
Dude,
what's with this guy?
Like, it was a lot harder. You would have thought, no, he treated us worse because we were his kids, and everything fell on us, and everybody else got away with everything, and everybody else got promoted and raises, and we were the workhorses, and we got nothing. And instead of treating us a little better, he took us as, hey, they're my kids, so I can get cheap labor and work them 3 times as hard and 3 times as long and never give them a raise.
Fucked up.
It was fucked up. I remember one time I left and I got another job. It wasn't even supposed to be like a bargaining tactic, but I did like working there. But I was driving so far and commuting so far. And the fact that basically a bunch of illegals were getting more money than me and continuously get raises, and I wasn't getting any money. It was.
You could have just told on your dad. He would have went to jail.
Well, it wasn't on him. It would have been on one guy higher than him. But regardless,
told on him, and then your dad would probably just fucking get his job.
No, but I went and I found another job right by my house, so there was no more like 45-minute hour commute. And at the time, I was really young, but this was a job where I was making $5 more an hour. I got hired. And then I just called my boss, not my dad, and I said, hey, look, I can't keep doing this. You know, you guys are doing this and that. And I got this job. It's right in my backyard. I'm making, at the time, in like 2009, I'm making like $13.50, 14, maybe $15 an hour. I was making a lot for the time. And I was being legit. I'm like, look, this is that. I got to give notice. And then I remember I got a phone call from my dad a few hours later, and I answered the phone, and there's no greeting. He just yells at me. He just goes, okay, so I'll preface it by saying I think he was only paying me like $9 an hour, right? which was nothing. I mean, even back then, but I was well worth it. I was super experienced, and anyway, I'd got done telling him, hey, I got this job offer for like $14-15 an hour, like I was worth. And my dad calls me up and he just yells, I'll give you fucking $10 an hour, not a fucking penny more. He's like, it's never happening again. He hangs up the phone in my face.
And did you call back and go, fuck no, and just hang up?
No, I took it. And I'm like, all right, I'll work with you a little bit.
You fuck boy. I thought you were getting paid more than $10 an hour.
I was. At the other job, I still was.
Oh, fuck boy.
Maybe he gave me like 11. I can't remember. But it still didn't match what I was fucking getting paid at the new place. But, you know, I like the people I work with. So I did it. The thing is, I didn't care about all the money. I just needed more. I needed a little bit of appreciation. It was ridiculous.
You're a terrible negotiator.
It's hard to. He wasn't exactly negotiating either. I didn't even get any room to speak. Literally, I answered the phone. He was yelling, and he hung up. I didn't do anything.
See, I'd say, hey, we're gonna talk about this. Take me out to dinner, buy me a big meal, and then I'll tell you I ain't fucking taking the job, bitch. Exactly what I'd do.
It was complicated. What about you working with your mom back in the day, man? Did that ever come up, or monetary stuff, or
no?
No, you just kind of took what you were given, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Because you were a biggity bitch.
Exactly.
And you got free zebra cakes.
Exactly.
Yeah. But anyway.
Zebra cakes were donk.
You know, as shitty as all that food is, I actually do like, I think the Little Debbie brownies are good.
That's dog shit.
And the Nutty Bars, the Little Debbie Nutty Bars are good.
Dog.
And I'm trying to think.
The donut bars they got, fucking just like a glazed donut, but it's like in a snack cake.
Yeah.
It's dog.
And then I used to like, and I don't eat any of this shit anymore, but I also used to like, do you remember it's not the oatmeal cream pies, but it's like the oatmeal cream pies, but it's PB&J inside.
Hell yeah.
Those were my shit, man.
Those are cum-inducing.
When I was a kid, I used to always just beg for my mom or grandma, like, did you buy me some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
She would walk in, you'd be like, God damn it, baby, you beg for me. Wait about God for me. And then she'd just drop that shit at your fucking feet. You'd be like, hell yeah.
My grandmother used to always keep a supply of Star Crunches. More than anything else, man, she had Star Crunches and then oatmeal cream pies. And I think I got burnt out on them, but I'm like, but now I think it would be pretty nostalgic to eat that.
Hell yeah. I went to the fucking grocery store to get some Pop-Tarts. For some reason, I was just craving Pop-Tarts. I like the strawberry. And I go in, and I'm like, yeah, don't they have like unfrosted Pop-Tarts? That'll be less calories. I look at them, and they got 10 more calories than the frosted Pop. What the fuck? Why the fuck would anybody buy this?
They're probably jacking it with a little bit more filling to compensate.
Yeah, I guess they make the crust a little thicker.
Because they're gonna make people feel like it's like the Kit Kat, Mitch Hedberg. You are robbing me of chocolate. They got to compensate. They can't just take away and charge you the same. So
I just fucking got the fucking icing ones. They got fucking Pop-Tart bites now. They come in a little pouch.
I can't eat any of that garbage, man. But in Pop-Tarts, they make you feel so guilty for eating them because they're just terrible for you. But they are good. They are good.
I don't feel guilty at all.
I think there was a time, a handful of years ago, where I just had, like you're saying, this craving. Pop-Tart sounded really good. And it was unlike me to buy anything like that. But I remember I went and I bought just one of those big giant like boxes of Pop-Tarts, and I ate the whole fucking thing, just binge eating them.
Dog. See, I didn't even buy Pop-Tarts. I went there looking at the fucking the calorie shit, and then next to Pop-Tarts is Toaster Tarts. The fucking generic bootleg Pop-Tarts. I'm like, okay, I'll look at these. And it's got less calories than Pop-Tarts. So I'm like, I ain't a fucking brand loyalist. I fucking bought the Toaster Tarts, baby. I gives no fuck.
I love the, I don't think there really is a bad flavor of Pop-Tart, but I love the s'mores, man. The s'mores was so good.
Fuck yes, that's donk. There's s'mores cereal. You ever have that? That's donk shit.
Yeah, I had it back in the day. And there's no bad fruity flavor, but yeah, I always liked strawberry or cherry more than blueberry, but even blueberry's all right. That's good too.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we talking about this?
Because it's good shit, and this movie takes place in a grocery store with Pop-Tarts. This place has Pop-Tarts, I bet.
It's relevant.
They probably got Toaster Tarts too.
Now, the stuff I can't believe that my mom used to buy for us. I mean, I get it because it was cheap and we didn't have a lot of money, but the stuff that I don't think would taste very good, I have zero curiosity or nostalgia to eat. Dude, I don't want to put a Twinkie in my mouth.
Yeah, I never gave a shit about Twinkies.
Dude, just thinking about a Twinkie exploding in my mouth. You can take that however you want to take that. Fucking makes me want to vomit.
Yeah, there's nothing to it. It's just like, it doesn't taste good. Whatever. I always like Little Debbie better than Hostess.
Yeah, me too. And those Hostess cupcakes are ass.
Yeah.
I don't think those are very good.
Oh, the orange ones?
No, just the chocolate ones. I know the orange ones, but if you notice, the chocolate Hostess cupcakes, they taste like all their chocolate goods taste the exact fucking same. The only thing that's different is the shape. Like, I swear to God, the chocolate cupcakes taste just like the fucking Suzy Q's, and the Suzy Q's taste just like this. You know, it's like McDonald's, where everything at McDonald's tastes the fucking same.
Mm-hmm.
It's just their fucking meat on their fucking bread.
It's like they just put all this shit in a bin next to each other, and then the aroma of the other shit just gets all the other stuff, and it all tastes the same.
Well, think about it. If you're buying a burger of any sort, it doesn't matter what kind of burger you bought. The only thing that's different is the order and the sequence in which they put the bread and the patties, and it's still the same fucking tomato and the lettuce and fucking sauce, and it all tastes the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oreo, that's a generic brand that won. Fucking the normal cookie was just, I forget what they called them.
Hydrox?
Maybe.
What are you talking about? Hydrox was the alternative to Oreos back in the day.
I think that was the original, and then Oreo was the offshoot brand, and Oreo ended up winning, probably because they have a better fucking name.
Hydrox sounds like cleaner product.
Yeah, or like something you get prescribed by a doctor.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, Hydrox was the other brand, and I think that they were still around I remember Hydrox in the 90s. My grandfather would still buy Hydrox every now and again, but I think they officially got wiped out.
Hydrox, I'm pretty sure that's the long lost third member of Twisted.
That's another thing, man. I go to my grandparents' house. My grandfather they always have Oreos stocked.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he's always listening to Twisted.
He's always listening to Twisted. That'd be crazy. I mean, one time I went to my grandfather's house like 15 years ago, and I don't know if it was sort of like a midlife crisis thing, but I just remember walking in, he's sitting in his recliner, and I'm thinking, something's different about you, and I can't quite put my finger on it. He looks all depressed with his chin slunched down to his chest, watching Fox News, and this guy had gray hair, and he always had rather thick hair, and all of a sudden, this guy's got a Lloyd Christmas haircut, jet black dye in his hair. And it's just like a pumpkin pie haircut. Like, what the fuck happened to you? Like, he actually went there and tried dyeing his hair and got this butch job of a cut. And it was so funny.
Was it a midlife crisis?
I don't know what it was. I think the cut was a botch job. I don't think anybody wanted to look like Lloyd Christmas. But yeah, the dye was just a bad decision is all that was. But no, what if I went home and he had twisted hair? He had like braids and stuff, and he was...
Yeah, I thought that's where I was going. He was listening to like something. He was like that meme with fucking Steve Buscemi. Like, what are you doing, fellow kids? There's our boy, Sam Raimi. Would you suck his dick?
No.
I'd suck his dick. You know what we need to do? We need to do it on fucking Cinema Enema is his movie The Gift, where fucking Keanu Reeves plays a badass wife beater and shit. That was dog.
A real badass.
Hates the blacks and shit. He's a total badass, that movie. Fucking
throws his fucking kid down the stairs. I don't know.
If you would have watched that movie, you could have that could have went a different direction. Like, why is he a badass? Where are you going with this, Phil?
Yeah, I hadn't seen it at the time. That was so funny. Well, no, even then I was kind of rolling my eyes. Like, it's one of those. I was thinking to myself, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. That's just one of those things that came out not the way you intended it.
He is kind of just a white trash fucking wife be the asshole in that movie. He's not really a good guy.
That's so funny. Like, I think what I think is I think he meant to say more like a hard ass and then a badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
That's probably, I think, what he was going for, like a hard ass type of character where he's rough around the edges. But no, he said badass. He picked the wrong verbiage, and I just went with it.
And it shows what's that chick's name? It shows her titties in that movie. They're poor dog.
Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes. You think she's related to John Holmes with the big ass cock?
No.
That could be her dad. She could have been conceived by that big ass cock.
Maybe she's a descendant of H.H. Holmes.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is no longer going to be a Leonardo DiCaprio movie. It has now been reduced to being a series on Hulu, only being produced by Leo.
America's first serial killer. He's got to get a fucking serial. Like, will that even be entertaining?
I mean, I think a lot of things can be made great into series, but like you said, America's first serial killer, is he not worth better than Hulu, for God's sakes? Hulu?
Yeah, he might be one of those guys that's only famous because he's the first. Maybe his story isn't that dank.
I don't know. From what I know of it, it's interesting.
We need a John Wayne Gacy series.
I was saying it on our Cinema Enema, but I watched that Haunting of Hill House, and I didn't realize it before I started it that it was just okay, so I knew the book, The Haunting of Hill House, right?
It's not based on a book at all.
Well, it loosely, very loosely.
Yeah, just the title, basically.
Well, and the family's name, Hugh Crane and all that shit, the Cranes and stuff.
All right, yeah.
And the general vibe of it. But yeah, anyway, so I was always a fan of not the Liam Neeson haunting.
The original with fucking...
Yeah, the one from like 1970 fucking two.
I could never get into that one either.
I like that one. I like that one. But anyway, it never clicked with me that those two movies, those hauntings, were from that book. And then of course I watched this and I see that they're sharing the name Hugh Crane and stuff. Then I put it all together. I'm like, huh. I didn't realize that, but I don't know. I liked it though. I thought it was a good series.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it a lot too. But then they've kind of rebranded it. Now it's kind of branded as just being called The Haunting.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
American Horror Story.
Yeah, every season's gonna be different.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, if the quality stays consistent, I'm down to see some more. But
did you hear what the next season of American Horror Story is gonna be?
No, what is it? Is it the one that's the crossover between two?
It's American Horror Story 1984, and apparently it's it's basically like a slasher kind of movie. It's gonna be set in the 80s and shit. It's gonna be donk, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I liked that show. It was pretty solid for a time. I mean, it kind of fell off the last couple of years, but
I think the first season's like the only one I would really say, yeah, it's really good.
I liked the second season.
See, I don't remember liking the second season that much.
I didn't like it at first. I tried watching a couple episodes after seeing the first one, and it was just way out there. But once I sat down and watched it I watched the third season after that, and I enjoyed that for what it was. But then I went back to the second one, and I appreciated it more.
See that fucking nice handful of watermelon? Yeah, that looked dark. I'd eat that shit. You ever have watermelon and pour some salt on it? That's donk.
Yeah, that's the only way I would eat watermelon. That's a southern thing.
That's donk.
I'm pretty sure.
See, the South isn't all stupid. There's some things you can learn from the South. Like fucking salting watermelon.
Wait a minute. Aren't you all about fucking your sister and shit? You should love the South.
Yeah, that's cool too.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
You ever fuck your sister?
No, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I've never gotten that reaction out of you. It's always been the other way around. Because I personalized it, baby. I personalized it.
Yeah, it was weird even going along with it. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool too. I remember there being some cool shots in this movie. Like, at some point, don't they put like a drink in front of the camera, and we see the kill happen through the drink?
I don't recall. I've only seen it twice, like you.
And I remember it. See, I got a better memory than you do.
I won't doubt that. I mean, I'm not taking that away from you.
All that fucking glue I snort hasn't fucked up my memory. I get that Gorilla Glue. I get the fucking top of the line shit.
Hey, serious question. Have you ever snorted, huffed anything?
No.
Never? Like, what's is marijuana the most extreme thing you've tried?
Do you count like a fucking a Sharpie? Have I ever sniffed a Sharpie?
Yeah, that one's huffing. Did you huff a Sharpie?
I've done that before, yeah. On the show.
On the show? Like, as an adult that knows better?
Yeah, whenever we were recording with Josh James once.
What?
I said after we done that I sniffed the Sharpie.
Did you really sniff it though good?
Yeah, I don't remember what episode it was though.
Why would you do that though as a grown man? Answer me that.
Because it was being recorded. I always gotta like try something for the first time while it's recording.
Did you feel anything from it? Did it just give you a headache or?
It made me feel lightheaded.
Do you remember the smelly markers or are you too young for that?
I don't think so.
Okay, so
I don't remember.
I don't think they existed too much past the kindergarten and first grade for me. So I think they got nixed when I was pretty young. But anybody that's my age or a little older knows they branded a whole bunch of fruity scented markers for kids that were toxic. They were bad. And so, and all the kids in my school had them. So the orange marker smelled like oranges. The purple smelled like grape. And I want to say black was probably black licorice, but best of all, the brown was chocolate. So fucking kids were huffing this shit and smelling this stuff all day long. And I get it. The point was to get rid of that stinky kind of aroma markers leave, so you don't get sick to the head. And it just kind of has like I still remember the smell of these markers to this day.
I might remember chocolate brown. I might remember that.
It's still burned in my sinuses. I'll never forget. I would love to smell them, actually, just to take me back. But if naturally kids were shoving them off their fucking noses like idiots. Just like kids that ate glue, man.
Yeah. Did you ever cover your hand in glue just because it's fun to rip off?
No, well, I don't. I mean, obviously I've had that effect before, but I don't think I did it on purpose, and it was satisfying to rip it off, but I think it was always some spillage or something. I never did it on purpose like an idiot.
I used to cum in my fist and let it dry.
Okay.
Because the same thing happened when you peel it off.
What's the most trouble you ever gotten into in a classroom?
I don't know.
You never said something that kind of got the teacher pissed or put you on blast?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what would have been the biggest one.
Did you ever get detention?
There was this one time I accidentally brought fireworks to school.
Accidentally?
Yeah, I told some kid that I forgot I had them in my pocket, and he decides to be an asshole and pull them out of my pocket while we're in class, and I got in trouble. And my principal he went overboard. It was like, this is a firearm. I was like, no, it's not. Like, fuck you. Like he's acting like I brought a gun to school. Fuck you.
So how you just got detention? Just like a day?
Yeah, there was this thing they called the crib. And you basically went down there, you had to sit in this fucking one room for the entire fucking day and then 30 minutes after class. It was fucking terrible.
Was Birdman there, Lil Wayne? They showed you where the magic happens?
Yeah, there should have been a bed there. See, this is what I was talking about. The drink. What's funny is on the VHS, you could tell, right there, whenever he puts it up to the camera, that they had to put the lights in the room, make them harsher so that you can see it better through the glass. But you can't really tell the Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was always a pretty good kid, but I remember one time I got what they called in school. So there was detention, and then there was in school. I got detention every now and again, but you'd get detention for tardies and not having your homework and stuff. So
I was always fucking tardy. I had in sixth grade, I'd always show up late, and I had this fucking old decrepit fuck of a teacher who never noticed. I could just walk right in, sneak into my seat, she'd never notice.
Did she not take attendance? That's kind of what it's for.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I just walk in, go sit down, and it got to the point where people were every once in a while somebody would try to be a dick and hey Zach, whenever I walk in, try to get her to turn around and notice me, and she wouldn't even notice me then.
I had a teacher that was just a royal bitch as well, but she was young. And you could tell she got no dick.
Exactly.
And she was just a raging bitch to everybody. And she was young as in, gosh, if I was 16, she was probably 22, fresh out of college, anywhere from 22 to 26. But she was just something up her ass at all times. But anyway, it was my first period, my speech class. I don't remember which year, junior year high school. And I used to have to walk to school. I used to have to walk about 4 miles to school. And in Omaha, Nebraska, the weather can be quite tumultuous. And we would have blizzards, man, just crazy snow. And it took a lot for them to cancel class. Mm-hmm. And just close the schools in a place like that where they're so used to that kind of weather. It took a lot. And so most of the times you had to buck up and go. And I couldn't get rides. My dad wouldn't take me. Nobody would take me. I had to sit there and fucking walk. And I remember one time, and I would be late. There would be a couple of times in the semester where I was late, but I was always walking in right at the buzzer. I was never really late. It was always right in at the buzzer.
I always wanted to be as late as possible. Like the less time I spent at school, the better.
But one time, and we had this thing where even if you aced the class, if you had so many tardies, you'd still fail the class. Tardies.
That's tarded.
Not just, yeah, exactly. Not just absences, but just tardies.
That's not even retarded. That's tarded. That's like what fucking retarded becomes after it's been tarded for a while.
Anyway, I had one more strike on me for that. I was doing all right in the class and stuff like that, but one more tardy and I was going to be whatever. I was going to be in trouble. I was probably going to fail the class. And what's it called? I went a while on my doing well. I'm like, I'm not going to be late. It was never really my fault because I could only leave so late because I had to get my little brothers and sisters ready for school and I had to get them to school. Right. And sometimes the weather fucking slowed me down a little bit. So
what did your parents do?
My dad did drugs, dude.
You gotta fucking you're the adult in the house.
Yeah. Well, dude, one time it was just downpouring, thunderstorm and sleet, and it was crazy. I should not have went to school, but the thing is that there was a lot of days where I probably should have just called out, but I mean, I would have failed because of all the days where I had to do that. But I remember I never bothered my dad for rides, but I remember one particular day, it was ridiculous to even think about going out into what I was about to go out in. And I timidly went into my dad's room, kind of scared. And I'm like, hey, Dad, because my dad slept in the day and he worked at night, right? Typically when he was working. Mm-hmm. And I walked in there and I get it. This is his time to sleep. And I'm like, hey, it's my mom was already at work. She went to work at like 4 a.m. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of going crazy outside, Dad. Is there any way I can get a ride? By the way, I bought the car my dad drove for him with my first job. And I couldn't even call in a favor every now and again.
Is that the car he flipped?
No. I bought him his own car before that with my first job at Toys R Us. But anyway, I asked him, I came hat in hand, like, hey, it's really a mess out there because I know for sure if I fucking skipped out on school or if he woke up and he saw I didn't go, I would have got my ass beat. So it's like I wasn't in a winning situation. And I asked him, and this guy got up, I think with an attitude, and he goes into the cupboard and he hands me a fucking hefty trash bag and tells me to wear it like it's a poncho.
Oh, fuck.
I'm like, what? I was like, Spicoli. Whoa, you dick. Right?
Hey, Ted Raimi does die before Sam Raimi.
Did he really?
Yeah.
But anyway, when I tell that story to like my brothers.
See, you're remembering the fucking other version from what's that called? The fucking
VHS?
Whenever people remember things different, they're like, oh no, it's not
Mandela?
that I was wrong.
Mandela?
Yeah, it's not that you were wrong. You were remembering it from the other reality. See, there's this other show. Go ahead and finish your story first, though. Dog.
I'm saying when I talk about the story with like my brothers and stuff, we laugh about it now. It's just kind of funny. But throwing me a fucking bag like a poncho. But anyway, that was a sidetrack. So anyway, as regarding this class, I was doing all right. I knew I couldn't be late anymore, but like I said, I was doing my best. But one day we got hit with a fucking blizzard, dude. Feet and feet of snow outside, and they didn't close classes, and I couldn't get a ride, I was not allowed to have a ride. So anyway, so I went to go walk, and I was still doing all right, man. I was so cold, and I remember I was walking down this street, and it was that same street I remember telling you about in the past with the pedophile that was leaving pornography and watching me. Okay, that's a sidestep, but anyway.
Why the fuck could I have known these people when I was a kid?
Dude, anyway, so what normally would have been a long street and then a sidewalk, and then in between the sidewalk, I memorized every nook and crevice of the land and everything else, but on this particular day, it was all blanketed white. Like the roads hadn't been quite tended to or anything else. It just all looked like I didn't know where the street started and the sidewalk began or anything, if that makes sense. So I'm just kind of like going off muscle memory here. Anyway, so I cross what I know is the street because I can still see like street lights and shit. So I got that far. And then I go to step on what I'm assuming is flat land or what is going to be around where the sidewalk is. But it's all just flat snow to me. And I take one step, not realizing it's like a fucking bank that goes down about 5 feet.
Yeah. I've done that.
And then I fucking fall in this fucking bank, and it's thick, fluffy snow, and it was like frozen snow. I fall in, and I'm up to my fucking head. Like, I mean, I'm up to my head in snow, and I'm stuck. I'm so bundled up, I can hardly move my arms, and the snow weighs so much. And I was there for, I mean, I wish I could say it was 2 hours, but you know how it goes. It probably just felt like longer.
Yeah, if you would have died there, what would your dad have done?
I thought he would have probably had another kid like he did every year. He probably just replaced me. But anyway,
I'm sure he probably would have felt bad at least for a couple minutes.
Yeah. No, but so so it felt like an eternity. Now, it was probably realistically like 30, 45 minutes. But dude, I was getting so cold that I thought I was going to die. I was starting to make peace with God. No, I really was. I was getting really scared. I was getting really numb, and it was so quiet and desolate outside, and nobody was on the roads. I'm like, nobody's going to come and find me. I'm like, I'm going to free. Maybe the pedophile will, and that I don't want that either.
Dude, what if he was watching you that day? He was just like, this is my chance.
This is my chance. He's there for the taking. No, but anyway, I seriously, jokes aside, I thought I was going to die. I was like, nobody's coming, and I'm freezing, and I'm going to be like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. And, but finally somebody did stop. This car stopped, this lone car stopped, and it was this woman, you know, probably late 20s, 30s, I don't know. And she helped pull me out. And it was very embarrassing, man. When I was humiliated. I could hardly even like talk. I was just like shivering. And she helped get me out. And then she gave me a ride to school. She even like stopped at this gas station that was on the way and let me get some hot cocoa because I was fucking numb as shit. And anyway, so long story short, I walk into my first period fucking late as shit. Like,
let me guess, they punished you.
This bitch, she fucking got onto me. And here's the thing. I got there 30 minutes late, but I still delivered my final. It was like finals, actually. And we had like a final speech to give. It couldn't have been worse timing or something, right? I don't know what it was, but it was ridiculous. And so I still give my speech, and I got an A+ on the speech, and it bumped me into a respectable grade, but she still failed me, even though I went to her after the class. I went to her hat in hand, and I said, look, here's my situation. This is why I've already told you, this is why I'm late all the time. I've got a lot of responsibility on me. I do the best I can. And I told her on this particular day, this is what happened. I literally came in frostbitten, feeling, I was like red all over. And she acted like, I mean, I thought it was cool after talking to her. I thought it was, but she still failed me. And then
fuck her.
Yeah. And then I went, the thing is they failed you. For tardies, you could do like an appeal. You could go speak to your counselor, and you could get a form and basically write a heartfelt letter saying, "Hey, look, this is why I think you should still pass me."
They had to understand, or no?
Oh, the counselor did.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Counselor did. But anyway, so basically the appeal was basically writing a letter saying, "Hey, I was wrong. Please, I'm pleading. Will you please do me a solid?" And I wrote this heartfelt letter to her, the teacher that failed me because of this. And I said, "Hey, look, once again, here's the situation. This is the situation. Please don't fail me." At the time, I was having a real rough year, and this class was make or breaking my year, right? Credit wise. Yeah. And I just had a real bad year, a lot of stuff. But anyway, I explained all this stuff, and I gave it to her, and the bitch still failed me.
Fucking cut. You should have killed her in her sleep.
It was terrible. Dude, she is the worst example of a teacher I've ever had in my life. And that's why I'm just convinced she was just a man hater. Like somebody that had been boned by every fucking guy she ever met. I think she hated guys. I think she hated men.
You know what you should have done? You should have got your savior to freaking the chick that found you to bring you to school and fucking throw some shit around. Like, you fucking make this kid walk all the way. You know how dangerous that shit is? Fuck you. Maybe you could have like got some blowjobs and shit. Maybe it would have become one of those relationships.
No, fun fact though. When that happened, that was a straw that broke it for me. I literally I dropped out and then just got my GED right away. I said, fuck this.
Was that in high school?
Yeah, that was junior year.
I was picturing you as a little one, a youngin'.
No, that was junior, dude. That was junior.
Exactly.
I was a junior, and I was having such a hard time at home.
You could have been totally fucking the chick that saved you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I guess you could say I was pretty rock solid. I was pretty fucking cold, but
See, the joke is I was thinking about that when you were a kid, so I'm even more fucked up.
But yeah, man, I mean, at that point, though, it was bullshit. Because of that teacher, I was like, fuck this. I literally dropped out and just got my GED, and I didn't regret it at all. I'm like, whoa, I fucking could have been done with high school way faster. And then I started going to college. I was like, pfft.
I got my GED too, and I always fucking kind of regretted it. Probably because I never went to any college. I still have fucking reoccurring dreams to this day that I'm back in high school.
Wait, you regretted it? Why?
I don't know. I think, it's just probably because I never got any college. If I would have went to college, at least for a while, it would have been like, yeah, oh well, fuck the whole thing with that.
I mean, the thing is for what I was into and what I wanted to do, I didn't want to be a doctor. It honestly, taking a couple of weeks to get a GED was just as good as all the high school for what I wanted to do. And I went to college and the whole deal. But if it makes you feel any better, I'm not using any degrees, man. College was worthless to me, right? And the way our economy's set up now and the way college is valued in that piece of paper. I mean, back in the day, it was touted that, all the males of the family went to college and the women stayed home. And if you went to college, you were a success. It equaled something. Well, then as time moves forward, we have, the women's equal rights movement and all that stuff, and which is great. But now think about it. Who's going to college now? Everybody. Women go to college. Men go to college. Minorities go to college. Everybody goes to college. So, and that's great. And we're smarter for it, but it devalues the actual achievement. You know what I mean? So jobs before that only required, some things only required an associate's. They then required a bachelor's. Things that required a bachelor's, well, now you're competing with everybody that has a bachelor's. So they're going to start putting the people with the masters at the top of the list. And it just becomes more and more competitive. And I don't know. I got a really good job and I'm not fucking using my degrees for shit. And if I was, I mean, you know how many people I knew that had like engineering degrees that were short order cooks because they couldn't get a job because it's just, like I said, it's just a piece of fucking paper at that point. And it's like, great. Everybody here's got that piece of paper. What next?
This reminds me of the Scumbags episode we just did with me and Mac did with our boy Lucas. You guys got to hear it because that motherfucker, he went to college and fucking got his degree and shit. Could have been a scientist, but then he's just like, fuck this. I'm gonna go and fucking become a filmmaker with no school. That's punk as fuck. That is punk as fuck.
I'm trying to do the same damn thing. Well, the thing is a lot of that stuff. When it comes to the arts or music, you want to waste some money, get a music degree, right? I studied music. Waste your time. If you want to teach music, if you want to work for a school, that's great. If you want to work for a school with film, great, get a degree. But if you actually want to do it, no one gives a shit about papers, dude.
Exactly.
They want to see you do it, right? Think about someone like Quentin Tarantino. What did he do? He just made his short film. He made his short film. I think his first film was like kind of a knockoff of Hard Boiled, like an Americanized Hard Boiled. It wasn't much, I think.
So it was like all of his other movies, a knockoff of something else.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, it's about just doing it for the most part when it comes to the arts and stuff. And we honestly have everything at our disposal to learn this stuff, especially in the age of the internet, dude. We can school ourselves. The information's here.
I think that's why fucking people are getting worried. Like, oh yeah, now anybody can make a movie. We got to make sure we keep fucking Netflix out of the Oscars. And make sure it stays this old guy's club. That's what makes me think of.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword. It's good because more people can be creative. That's great. But it's going to clutter. We're going to have a lot more to sift through. It's just going to mean, the cream will rise to the top. It's just going to be a little harder to find the good shit. But, ultimately, it's good.
You got to come, and then whenever it starts to rise is when you know. It's the cream of the crop. That's good shit.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's no value in school or whatever if you want to learn how to make film or you want to learn how to edit or you want to learn how to do whatever. But I'm just saying you can learn that on your own without all that money because school's way expensive, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I brought up the Mandela effect. I found this new podcast recently called the Non Sequitur Show. You ever listen to that? Watch it?
Nope.
These two guys, they basically just get fucking people together to debate each other. And I was listening to one, this chick that is completely convinced that the Mandela effect is real. Is fucking great. Like, I just hear them say stuff like, "Oh, yeah, there's a reason, like, police don't really take, eyewitness testimony all that serious anymore. It turns out human, memory is really flawed." You couldn't convince her away from it, though. It's like, no, I remember fucking Mirror, Mirror on the Wall and fucking Snow White, and it's different on the VHS or something like that. It's fucking weird. It's funny, though. It's donk.
I had a weird case of deja vu today. I was watching it was a YouTube video by a particular YouTuber, and I could swear I'd seen this video before, and I checked. It's like, is this a re-upload? And it wasn't.
This part's awesome. This is the scene that everybody was excited to see uncut. Yeah, don't forget what you were talking about, baby.
Well, no, this is pretty rad.
Donk. I was donk. See, they cut all that out on the VHS. You didn't see nothing. It wasn't a bad effect, the fake head.
Nah, it's pretty cool. No, I was just saying, I watched this video and I could swear I watched it before. Everything was just giving me all sorts of vibes if I've been here before, and I had to do a double take. I'm like, is this an old video, or is this? Am I sure this is new, or is it a re-upload? It was brand spanking new, and I have a lot of, I don't know what causes deja vu, but that's weird too.
Just a vague feeling that something's recognizable.
All right, smartass. But no, another thing too, I've been having a lot of dreams lately, a lot of fucking weird ass dreams and nightmares. And it's been every night for the past week or two. And it might be because allergy season's kicked in for me and I've been taking allergy medicine before bed. I don't know if that's what's doing it. I know medicine kind of does that sometimes, but I've been having a lot of interrupted sleep where I'll sleep for a couple of hours and I'll wake up after experiencing a weird dream and I'll go back to bed and rinse, repeat. And some weird shit, man.
Yeah, speaking of pedophilia,
okay,
and we did a cinema enema for Pet Cemetery recently. You guys will hear that one day. But fucking, I forgot to mention this. Remember how I said me and my mom would watch Pet Cemetery together?
Mm-hmm.
Well, on the way leaving or the way there or something, my mom told me she had a dream where I was like 8 years old. And we were like living in my childhood house and everything. And she said like, oh yeah, we live next to a dentist. And you came to me one day and said that he was a molester trying to come in through your window at night and molest you. So in her dream, she was like hanging out outside my window in her car, like parked, watching, waiting for him to come to my window. She's like, I was going to go kill him or something like that. I was like, that's donk. See, it's a shame I wasn't being molested as a kid.
Fair point. Like I said, it's like Master Garrison, the whole, you never molested me. I want to die.
Exactly. That's a hand there. Just to let people know for the people that can't see, if you're listening only. The audio version. I don't remember what exactly happens to the killer. Like, how does it resolve itself? Some way involving our boy, fucking Ash, Bruce Campbell. That's all I remember. She just stepped on an eyeball. But yeah, fucking the Pet Cemetery episode went good, Bible. Yeah, that was good, man. I mean, I assume if this is going up Wednesday, it's probably going to go up right after that, unless you got it planned for tomorrow. I don't know how fast you're working on that stuff, but it's going to be up this week, if it's not already up. But that was a lot of fun to do. Mm-hmm. It's good to have Mac on too. Exactly. And I guess you guys are gonna beat me dead, and I gotta do Don't Stop. Oh, sorry, no. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, right? Yep. As of this recording, I'm doing that tomorrow too. I'm trying to not spread myself too thin, but I'm doing 3 days in a row. But it's all good. I'm having fun doing it. Exactly. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. That's a movie I used to watch when early 90s. I mean, I remember watching it when it first came out in the first couple of years. And Adrian Mendoza wanted us to do it, so it's going to finally happen, Bible.
Yeah, so that's dope. Oh, he wanted you guys to do it for Mac and Zach, Save the World?
I think he just mentioned it. Actually, yeah, it wasn't a request. He just mentioned it. And I happened to, I don't think I said it at the time, but I was like, yeah, we that's on our to-do list for Mac and Zach. That was one Mac picked.
Cool. So I'm looking over some comments here, Zach, and I think I know where we left off, but I'm kind of torn on this one. Did I read the question where Nicholas Hall was defending our honor from the asshole commenter?
Maybe not.
Because the one before it, I know I definitely did, but I think this is where I got to start though. But Nicholas Hall, he had made sort of it was like a vague comment about, remember this Rich GG? I'm like, who the fuck is that? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And so I was like, what are you talking about? Or we commented on the Big Bully commentary. We said, I didn't really understand this comment, bro, so elaborate. And he went and commented back, and he said, LOL, Rich GG was a dude talking shit on that commentary in the comment section. So he was coming to our fucking aid, man.
Exactly.
Are you pissing?
Yeah.
That's a loud one, too. That's really warm.
And I had to stop again.
That's not good for you, man.
I know.
What kind of cup is that? How big did you fill?
It's not that big. I need to get bigger ones.
Yeah,
this shit's warm. Should I drink it? No, that'd be dog.
Do it. Drink it right now. Take a sip.
No, we can't see me. I could just pretend I was.
Do it. Pretend. I mean, we'll never know. Just do it.
No, I'm saving it because I know one day it's going to happen without me wanting to. Someday I know I'm going to do a drunk commentary. I'm going to piss in a bottle. We're going to be doing it on video, and I'm going to accidentally drink it anyway. So I'm just waiting for that inevitably to happen.
And I've mentioned, I think you've said that before, and I think I had to have mentioned that my brothers have done that, right? Did I mention that?
Probably, yeah.
So 2 of my brothers have drank each other's piss one time on accident.
I remember my sister drank my piss once by accident.
Oh, dude, if there's anybody's piss I don't want to drink, it's yours.
Exactly.
Dude, I mean, and this is before you got all healthy and stuff, right?
Yeah, I was a kid. We were both kids.
I bet your piss stank like fucking shit.
I did it in a cup in the bathroom, and she drank it. It was pretty funny.
You said, hey, here's some sparkling lemonade.
Here's a fun fact about me. I accidentally drank gasoline out of a Mountain Dew can once when I was a kid.
Why was it in a Mountain Dew can? I can hardly blame you.
My dad was at his friend's, and we were in his garage, and he was fixing a car or something, and he just put some extra gasoline in a fucking Mountain Dew can.
What a dumb move. So what?
And I drank. I took a big ass drink and I swallowed it.
What'd your dad do?
I was so fucking dumb I didn't spit it out.
What did your dad say?
I showed it to him. I was like, this tastes weird. He's like, that's not fucking, that's gasoline. And they thought it was funny. They were like, you just drank gasoline. I was fucking alpha omega that day.
You're punk rock as fuck, son.
Exactly.
Now, is that dangerous though? Like, should they have taken you to a hospital just to get checked?
I don't know.
I mean, that doesn't sound something to laugh at.
They did it though.
What do I know? No. So one of my brothers, he went through a real big gamer phase. I don't know if he's really doing that right now, but literally he was kind of a shut-in, just playing tons of Borderlands and Skyrim and what was the one? Oblivion. Just he was one of those guys that never left his room, and he always had his online gaming headset on. And where he was living, and whenever I'd come over, I'd go into his room, and it was just littered with beer cans, right, and bottles, because he just basically was living in filth because he didn't want to get up to take a break from his online game. He didn't want to. And anyway, remember one of my brothers, Andrew, Dr. Sleaze, you guys might know him as.
Which reminds me, we got to put out that fucking version of Campfire Tales with him.
That's got to be the next Campfire Tales. That's good. And the best part about that is nobody knows that story, I doubt. Because that was said so old.
There's a shit ton of stories on there.
I mean, that episode's so antiquated at this point. Like, no one's going to know it, but that's great. But anyway, he takes a swig of, It's like a mangarita. He was drinking like these fruity girly drinks, like margarita. It was mangarita. And my brother takes a swig of it. It was open. And I think he made a little bit of a wincy face, like, this is really warm. And he just chugged it. Didn't think anything of it. And then when we told him, like, dude, he pisses in all these bottles, dude. And of course, to this day, I think my mom still calls him the Pia Rita drinker. But
Exactly. That reminds me of a story I had when I was a kid. I used to piss in bottles and just kind of leave them, forget about them
dude,
all the time.
why? What is the excuse, dude? My brother was 5 feet away from a bathroom. What was your excuse?
I was literally just across the hall from the bathroom.
The same? Are you the same situation then?
Probably.
You just you didn't want to break away from your game,
Something like that, yeah.
dude. Get real.
But yeah, I remember I had a friend from school come over one time, and we got in an argument. He reaches over and grabs a drink on my table and starts to throw it at me. Or he was just pretending he was gonna throw it at me. But whenever he grabbed it, the fucking styrofoam cup just fell apart. Like the piss in it was like eating the styrofoam or something. So when he grabbed it, it just falls apart and it gets all over his hands.
Dude. There ain't no excuse for this shit. Here I am criticizing him, and I've got an enemy at the gates right here. You're one of them.
They always showed up, and they're like, I remember he came over to my house the first time. He's like, it smells like piss in here. And I was like, I don't know why. And there's a bunch of piss-filled cups around my room.
I'm on my high horse right now, talking shit on people that piss in bottles because they're too lazy to walk 2 feet to the bathroom. And this whole time, there's a wolf in the throne room right here. Fuck you, Zach. Listen, so this same brother, though, later on, a year or two later, he was kind of doing the same thing. And his twin brother, he left this time it was in a living room, but he picked up a drink. He thought it was his beer, and he drank it. And the same thing, like, this tastes fucking funny. And he was convinced. I fucking drank piss, and he denied it. It's like, I did not. And I was there. We literally did the Pepsi challenge. I'm like, all right. He was trying to say that was just an old beer, like whatever. And so he took the beer, the quote unquote old beer that was really piss, and he took another old beer that was a legit old beer that was sat there too. And he says, no, well, look, we did the Pepsi challenge. We poured them in clear cups.
So now you tricked him into drinking piss twice.
No. This was me and him trying to catch him in a lie. He was trying to lie his way out of it. And like, no, you're trying to tell us this is an old beer. We took another old beer with this quote unquote old beer, and we poured them in clear cups next to each other. Exhibit A was the real beer that sat overnight. It still looked like beer. Exhibit B, that he was trying to pass off as just being old, was all orange and fucking morning piss looking. I'm like, that is not an old beer, my friend. And he denied it. He was trying to say the sky was red for the whole time. But actually, when we all hooked up a few months back, we went home. He admitted to it finally. Like, yeah, I was pissed. I'm like, yeah, duh.
I didn't want to admit it to myself, guys. You're fucking being mean to me.
Dude, it's just gross. Now, of course, I was having fun because I've yet to drink anybody's piss. And I'm like, dude, you put in your mouth what spat out of his urethra and blasted all the old semen like crusties that were in his shaft. And he pissed it in that cup because it had like semen residue, and you drank it, and then you fucking shit out his semen residue. Ew.
He might have pissed before that. That cleans it all out in one foul swoop.
It's possible. We'll never know, though. But he wasn't exactly healthy. He was one of those guys that was eating gamer food, right? He was living off fucking pizza rolls and shit.
Pizza rolls are fucking dog.
He was living off pizza rolls and Mountain Dew. I mean, legit.
See, I used to drink Mountain Dew like it was fucking water, babe. I haven't drank a pop in at least a year and a half now.
I haven't had soda. You call it pop.
I used to use fucking Mountain Dew as mouthwash, babe.
I haven't had soda in a decade.
Yeah.
I haven't had soda since since February of 2009. So it's been 10 years.
It's funny because whenever I drink sparkling water and it tastes like pop, I feel guilty. Like, I'm drinking too much of this. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's just water. It's okay.
Well, now you just have to worry about the aspartame. Just going to give you brain cancer. But it won't make you fat.
Yeah, see, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck. See, if I start losing my hair and I got cancer, I could get a lot more sympathy fucks.
So on our last commentary, we posted our contribution to the Sawa exploitation, which, by the way, I sent you. There's a podcast I listen to from time to time where Sawa was the guest on it. For some reason, it was a gaming podcast and it was totally random. And he was kind of a noob. He was just very casual. They had to explain to him what platinuming a game was. You know, and he's a guy that plays Call of Duty from like a 4 years ago iteration of it. I mean, whatever. But it was really interesting. Anyway, Jillian Brunelli. That's a very pretty name, Jillian Brunelli. Sounds Italian.
Like Gillian Anderson.
Gillian Anderson. Yeah, not spelled like Gillian Anderson. Spelled like Jillian Michaels, I think, the fitness guru. But anyway, they say, nice. So I assume they're a Sawa fan. They probably had a poster on their wall, Tiger Beat, growing up.
Tiger fucking Beat.
On Final Destination as well, David Capper, the legends.
Oh, boy.
He, of course, gives us a very in-depth comment. He says, wow, an on-point commentary. You guys were going from super scene focus to life updates and channel news pretty flawlessly. I think due to you knew, and more importantly, dug the film. Taking fan requests like "It's Pat" is cool, but it can run the risk of fizzling out. But strong choices make for solid conversations. So he thinks that he thinks there's something there to do in a movie that you especially like, or I especially like. He says, at 58:42, Aaron using gay old time was priceless. He says, okay, David's Vancouver horror movie factoids. We can always count on him for the Canadian trivia here. He says Final Destination 3 was filmed here in Vancity, and the roller coaster featured in the opening kills was originally built in 1986 for the World's Fair held here and called the Scream Machine. It is still erect. He said pause.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He literally said pause for Zach's inevitable cock joke.
Oh, fuck you. He sees my jokes coming too. He's fucking ripping off my fucking stylings.
And you walked right into it. He says it's still erect at the PNE, our county fair type thing, and I pass by it on my weekly run. He says also, Final Destination 3 has a choose your death option on the DVD.
I remember that.
And if you choose the right one, the movie ends with a character recording themselves feeding raccoons at Prospect Point, a tourist spot in Stanley Park, downtown's green space. So the movie technically ends with cheesy VHS footage of Vancouver, wide-eyed.
See, fucking Netflix ripped them off. They created that fucking, whatever that movie was, whatever the Black Mirror episode was called, they did.
Okay, I'm going to reread that. So the movie technically ends with the cheesy VHS footage of Vancouver, wide-eyed ghetto, Guardians of the Galaxy wildlife, something every Vancouverite has in their personal family archives. Geez, way to go, Hollywood. Good jobs on this one. Thanks, dude.
Did he fucking happen upon set when they were filming and stick his finger in my girl, fucking Mary Elizabeth, though?
I don't know. Maybe he went to acting school with her too. Because did he say that about another chick in a movie?
I'd be donk.
Yeah, she is attractive though. She's got kids though, man, and she's got like 2 guys.
She does?
Doesn't she have a kid?
I don't know.
She's a little older. She's in her 30s. I think she has a kid. And didn't she with Ewan McGregor? Or didn't he like leave his wife for her or something?
Ewan, yeah. Fuck boy.
I don't know, man.
Still in my Kool-Aid.
On Final Destination as well, we have the Omega himself. He says, Zach, keep those fellatio jokes coming. Aaron, you said a few commentaries ago that you and actor Adam Devine went to the same high school and were in the same grade. Did you guys know each other? Were you friends? Have any stories to tell about the guy? No, I knew him. We didn't really hang out outside of, our classes or whatever. I had a couple of classes with him over the few years we went to school together.
Did you ever piss in the fucking urinal next to him and see his cock?
No. Now, my most memories with him were our sex ed class, which I guess for a class clown like him, that's the class to have with him. But never taken it seriously. But he acted the exact same way he does in movies and, on that damn show and in the movies, he's pretty much the same character. And that's how he was in high school. But to be honest with you, I never thought he was funny.
Yeah, see, I would have been more jealous if you went to school with the guy with the fro. Perm fro.
Oh, with the pedo mustache, the chicken lover mustache?
Yeah, the other guy from Workaholics.
Well, no, Adam Devine is really funny on Workaholics. But maybe he was still kind of honing his stuff. But he was the same persona. To me, the jokes just weren't landing. But I just didn't find him funny. So maybe it's a case of...
You just didn't get it, bro.
No, maybe he was underdeveloped. Or maybe he's just one of those guys that really shines when he's got something pre-written, right? Script. When he writes stuff and takes the time. But I mean, I'm not dogging him at all because he was doing stand-up in the local area in Kansas City and stuff and the tri-state area. At 16, he was doing stand-up comedy. So, dude, mad respect because dude, it used to make me rattle in the knees giving a speech in front of the class at 16. So, and I also remember he hosted a couple of our pep rallies. He was kind of a go-to guy and he was like I said, he was like Adam Devine, really loud, kind of an MC style guy, and he'd do his fucking shtick and do his little voices and stuff like that. I always kind of thought, I don't want to say dime store because that's like insinuating that I'm insulting him. I'm not doing that, but he always seemed like he was very influenced by Jack Black.
Yeah, he said that once.
Yeah, well, and even today when I watch Workaholics, the way he or some of the movies he's in, the way he says certain things and some of the voices he does and the cadences, it's very Jack Black, which would make sense because when we were in high school during that time, Jack Black was all the rage. He was, Tenacious D got super popular, and Orange County and shit like that. He was an it thing, and so that probably is where he sort of developed a lot of his stuff. But other than that, I had a couple more classes with his sister, so I probably knew her a little bit better. But yeah, I don't know.
Is she hot?
Yeah, she was. I think she.
Oh, you have a daughter.
I think she ended up getting a job on the set of Workaholics. He ended up hooking her up, and she's probably. I think she's out there too in Hollywood. But I don't really no really personal stories outside of that. Just like I said, I didn't really hang out with him outside of school and just kind of class stuff. So I don't know. But I think right after high school, he met up with some guy at UNO, which was a small college in Omaha, and that was the guy Durs, on the show, the tall guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one he met at UNO, and then they both had the same dream, and they did that whole thing that all the kids talked about that wanted to make it. And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get in a van and drive out to Hollywood," and they did. Like at 17 or 18, they drove out to Hollywood and they met the guy with the fro.
My boy.
They met the guy with the fro out there, and they were roommates.
See, I knew him as a kid.
Yeah.
We were at the same house that time. I was jacking off my friends.
They were roommates, and they just formed their clique, and they started off as a web series. And I kind of followed what he was doing over the years before he really made it. I remember like just like on MySpace and shit. And I remember him and those guys started like a little low grade web series where they were like posting their skits online. And they were pretty funny, but I didn't think anything was going to happen from him. But I kind of watched him as he was in LA trying to make it happen. And dude, I might be on drugs, but I could swear to you that there was one time when I was in LA just for a totally different reason in Hollywood, and who I think was one of the guys in the troupe that I didn't recognize at the time that was handing out like fucking cards for their website and their MySpace, Hey, catch us online. But I don't quote me on that. Maybe it's a Mandela effect that I want to think it was him. But yeah, and I remember some years later, I saw him on a Taco Bell commercial randomly. I'm like, oh, okay, well that's a good gig. Like he's making some money, and then like a year later he landed.
Was he with the Taco Bell dog?
No, they ditched that dog, dude.
Oh fuck, that's when you know you made it.
Yeah.
When you're with that fucking Beverly Hills Chihuahua motherfucker.
Yeah, but
they made 2 of those movies. I like to think it's the same dog.
But what's funny though about Adam Devine, when I do watch stuff that he's in, he always makes hometown references. Even if it's Workaholics or a movie, he's always making little references that only people in the local area would get. Whether he's making nods to our high school football team or Husker football or something. I mean, he's always doing stuff like that. And it's so funny because I think he's married now. He's officially on the Hollywood spectrum. For a while there, he was easy to get a hold of, and he still goes home to Omaha once a year and stuff like that, and has his roots there and stuff like that. But now he's officially crossed that line where he's kind of unattainable. You can't really get a hold of him anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All his private pages are officially gone, because for a while there he had like a private Facebooks for the little people back home, and he had he's kind of finally went over to that side. But from what I can see on the Hollywood spectrum, he ended up marrying some actress that's on some other show, and she's really fucking hot. And it's one of those things, man. It's like, wow, when you're famous, you really do pitch out of your league.
Yeah, that's the only reason to get famous, really.
I mean, good on him though, but that's all I got from that though. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows, man? But anyway, that's all I got to say about that. On Lethal Weapon commentary, somebody by the name of Witch King, they said, "Will you crackers do the sequel?" I want to do the sequel. I love Lethal Weapon 2.
Fuck yeah.
We got to do the sequel. Now, did you say you'd seen Lethal Weapon 2, Zach?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Long time ago.
We got to do the sequel then. I love it, man. I wish that Lethal Weapon commentary was getting more love. But I love those movies.
See, I never pay attention to which ones are getting love. Aaron periodically he'll send me something like, yeah, we got a bump in the viewership on the fucking Pet Cemetery, the old one, whenever the remake came out. I'm like, okay.
So I can tell you honestly, a commentary like Final Destination, that's one that'll do well. If it's anything,
really?
Yeah, I know it will. Like that's the type of ones that do well because it's hitting a certain demo. Like there's a certain age group that remembers Final Destination, right? Mm-hmm. So, but then again, it's weird though, man. But then cannibal movies do really well for some reason. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
There's really no method to it. But anyway.
The infamous movies people talk about. See, we should do Necromantic next. It'll get a lot of views.
You think so?
Probably.
On our Pet Cemetery 2 commentary, a listener by the name of Feline Fatale. More women lately. That's a good thing. I'm not complaining. They go, great commentary. I can't wait to hear.
I thought she said I came. I was gonna be like, dog.
I came. No, she says I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts on the 2019 remake. Whoa. Well, you're in luck.
Hell yeah.
Because as we mentioned before, we're dropping a cinema enema any day now. Any day if it's not already up right now, where we go into detail. We talk on that movie ad nauseum and our thoughts on it. So please check that out and show it some love. That's our cinema enema show. So hopefully you dig that as well. And speaking of the devil, our original Pet Cemetery commentary, like I said, since the remake has been out, that one I've noticed has gotten a little bit more activity because of obviously Pet Cemetery as a whole is trending. Listener by the name of Thomas Spearman. They say the remake is fucking trash. Really sucks. Major disappointment.
He sounds like fucking the guy from Pantera.
Yeah. And he also says, in the book, Judd doesn't bury his wife up there. I couldn't remember. Oh, here's Ash himself.
Mm-hmm.
And
name on the poster, everybody.
And that's what is his fucking name? Lawrence, his partner there. That guy's a producer. And he worked on some action movies, and he was in, I always think of him from the movie Lionheart. I could kick this guy's ass. You know, he's watching the underground fights. Why can't I think of his fucking name? I'm going to look it up because it's driving me absolutely batty.
Here's a fun fact. The original title of this movie was The Night Crew. That kind of seems like a better title for it. Intruder's kind of a generic title.
I like the title Intruder. I think it's fine.
Toby Hooper was originally going to direct this movie.
Okay, so that guy, his name's Lawrence Bender. He's also a producer of sorts, a behind-the-scenes guy. He actually was one of the guys that was instrumental in getting Pulp Fiction made and Reservoir Dogs producers. So
nice.
Yeah, so he's a guy too. But anyway, really quick, just to wrap up Thomas Spearman's comment, he also said the Timmy Baterman character backstory in the book is so much better. Scariest part of the book, he thinks. So that's the one that you think they could have cut from the movie, right?
What was it?
It was when he's retelling about the guy that came home from war and died, and they had to burn him in the house. Yeah,
that could have been cut from the original one because it doesn't match the rest of the tone of the movie.
But he's saying that in the book it was the scariest. It was a highlight for him. So
yeah.
But thank you guys, everybody, for leaving comments and showing us that love. We love reading that stuff, and yeah, we love chatting about these fucking movies, man. More than anything, I like not being the only people that are suffering through some of the bad ones.
Mm-hmm. That was a good audiobook too. The guy that played Dexter did an audiobook of Pet Cemetery. It's kind of recently.
I almost got that on Audible.
Mm-hmm. I got it.
Yeah, maybe I'll get that eventually. And I know Steven Webber did The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally listened to If Chins Could Kill, the first Bruce Campbell book, and I found it very enjoyable since he was actually doing it himself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody else could read a book like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
See, the people have been telling Joe Bob whenever you finally catch up on Joe Bob's driving, every once in a while he gets viewer mail about like, hey, put your old books back in print. Who owns the rights to those? And he says he owns the rights, and he needs to fucking just record an audiobook version, baby.
Did he give a reason why he's not putting them out again, or is it publishing things, or is it publishing? Or
he said he'll have to get in contact with somebody Yeah, for like publishing. Yeah, he probably doesn't even know about audiobooks.
I mean, no time like the present. I mean, right now he's actually in the stratosphere. I mean, he doesn't want to do it 5 years from now where he's probably not doing anything again. But
hopefully it lasts that long, Bill.
I think I'm finally I was actually looking at Roku's, and but I'm trying to decide which one I want, because there's like 3. I'm trying to look at the difference between Fire Stick and Roku, like what's the pros and cons. I know one's Google, one's Amazon, right? Compatible. So it's probably just like Pepsi and Coke. But as far as like Roku, if I went with Roku, for example, there's 3 different types, 3 different price points. And me being a dummy.
The streaming stick works good. That's the cheapest one.
Okay. Now, is there a difference in quality? Like, can I stream 4K? It looked like I can stream 4K with all of them.
The newest, like, I'm not sure. You'll have to look at that one.
The price points were $39.99, $59.99, and then the top one was $99.99, and it looked more like a modem. Like it was like
I got the 59 stick. I think maybe that one might do 4K, but I'm not sure.
It looked like they all did 4K, but maybe it's like a speed thing. I don't really know what it exactly. I need to get schooled on it, so I didn't want to do a blind purchase. But the one that was $100, now it looked like, now the ones that plug in the back of your TV, it's only good for that one TV, right?
You can move it, yeah.
Or you can move it around. But I'm thinking that the one that looks like a modem is one you could just put anywhere in the house, and all the TVs can feed off of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's what it looks like. I'm going to do my research, and I'm probably going to bite the bullet on it, because it would be nice to have something, and I'll probably have more channels, more streaming services I don't have access to now. So, but
Plex is a good one that you could get on there, and it just fucking responds with your computer, and any movie you have saved on your computer, you can stream to it.
That's pretty cool. I think I'm going to bite the bullet. There's just no rush. I was going to like do my homework and figure out which one's best for me. It's not like I have a whole bunch of TVs in my house, and it wouldn't be a pain in the ass for me just to, if I did want to watch it downstairs, I'll just move it and pull it out. But I'm thinking like a year in the future. Like, what am I going to want the nicer one a year from now, or two years from now? So I don't know. I'm going to do my homework on it, because it would be cool to have Shudder on TV, because that's been my biggest complaint. I'd actually get through that Joe Bob if I did. But anyway, I'll keep you guys posted. But anyway, that's all we really got. Let's remind you guys that, once again, if you guys like this show, make sure you guys are subscribing and ringing that stupid notification bell and letting everybody you know that we exist and that you like us. And hopefully they'll in turn support us as well. And also, what, Zach?
We finally got approved on iTunes for Cinema Enema. So look that up and give us a review if you want.
Hell yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if you like this show or any of our other programs and you guys watch on YouTube, God bless you. But also know that we're on podcast networks, whatever you want, man. Spotify, iTunes, fucking Google Play, Stitcher. We're everywhere you want to be. Just in every single video we put in the descriptions below, links to whichever poison you prefer. Even if you really do like watching stuff on YouTube, I guess maybe if you're working at home or stuff, it ain't anything off your back to just stream it on your PC. I do that sometimes, but if you're on the go, I don't see why you wouldn't want to listen to us on Spotify or Apple or Google or whatever, where it could be uninterrupted. So, feel free to dabble. But even if you want to keep on YouTube, at least leave us some support. Click a link over there and leave us a rating, like Zach said, or if you felt inclined to do so, even like a little bit of feedback, because those ratings especially, they help us out. They help other people that would be into this content discover us. And like I said, we want the family to grow, and we want to be able to keep putting out more content. So not just for the sake of the BTM commentaries, but also, like Zach pointed out, the brand new Cinema Enema podcast, which is a wonderful podcast. It's more informative. We get to bullshit about the news and what's on our minds lately, what we've been watching, and we get to really break down a movie after the fact, that we've watched it, and we don't really get too sidetracked. There's also the Deep End with myself. That's more of a topical news, anything except movies type of podcast. Anything goes. That's a lot of fun to do from time to time. Try and do that monthly. Josh James of R-Rated Horror, he's on the show quite a bit. He has the Hard to Kill podcast with a couple of his cronies. It's all action movies, so that's also really cool as well. Show them some love. And then, of course, Mac and Zach Save the World, the second longest running show under the network, right?
That's fucking fun to think about.
Yeah, yeah.
That train wreck has been going on for a long ass time.
Yeah, so those are now under our umbrella on this channel too. So check those out. God, am I missing anything else? I don't know if we do. We kind of fell off the wagon with it for a few weeks, but we're going to get back into it. We do the Retro Rampage, and that's more of a Twitch thing because we have a Twitch channel, and we do a game stream. We tried to do those weekly, but I think we've been failing at that a little bit. But we stream those, and we go live over there and let you guys join in, and you guys can ask us questions on camera. We show our stupid faces while we play games and bullshit. It's a lot of fun. So we got all sorts of stuff for everybody that likes something. And yeah, don't be afraid. All these shows are individual. Like if you want to go over to iTunes, for example, every one of those shows has individual accounts, or you can sort of find us all hosted under the Revival House banner, and you kind of get everything in one feed. So whatever your poison is, it's all gravy to me. Zach, you got any final comments?
Aaron figured out what his next movie's gonna pick for Cinema Biz. If you want to tell him.
Okay, so on the next episode of Cinema Anima, we're doing this thing where we're alternating choices. And if you guys have listened to us on this commentary before, you kind of get a feeling on the stuff Zach gets off to and the kind of stuff that I like. So hopefully it'll be kind of obvious who picked what. I think we started off with Final Cut Blade Runner, right? That was mine. And the next one was this fucking movie Happiness that was all incest, child molestation, cum shots. That was clearly a Zach choice. The next one we got Pet Sematary. Like I said, that was sort of a freebie because Pet Sematary is new and Max saw it too. So that one's coming out. That one's already out. But my next choice is going to be Clean and Sober, the classic 80s Michael Keaton drama, also starring Morgan Freeman. It's a really good flick, and Zach's never seen it because that's what we're trying to do with those. We're trying to pick movies that either none of us have seen or one of us hasn't seen, the one that's not selecting the movie. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and Zach's never seen that. So, and I clearly never saw Happiness, but anyway, that's all we got. We'll check you guys next time. Go dig around and find some good shit on the channels. It's out there. Peace out. Bye-bye, puppets.
End of the week at the Revival House. Next month's theme, you gotta figure it out. Italian zombies or Pauly Shore, a slasher with a knife and the girl next door, and 1 second in, get it all queued up and ready, hit play in 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye puppets, Zach Pete and a solo cut band. Couldn't miss crew, Cameron's loving, Josh Scott failed and Riverman's babe. Bye-bye puppets. Sounds good, like this country used to.
Thanks for calling the box.
Yeah, I'm looking for some kind of product that'll make me come as soon as I sit on it.
Okay, what kind of product are you looking for?
Something big.
Any size in specific?
The biggest you got.
3 foot.
Oh, hell yeah. That's dong.
Yes, indeed.
How much it cost?
1,500.
Damn.
Just fucking with you.
I'm gonna take a little loan for that.
Oh, she fucking was in on it from the second.
Dang it.